Hey everyone, welcome back to Data and Donuts. My name's Aaron. I'm here with my friend and colleague Mike Scott. Today we're going to talk a little bit about adult education and the data they use to help inform their planning. But before we get into that today, I would like Mike to introduce himself and maybe tell us a few things about himself.
Hi, I'm Michael Scott. I'm the Director of Adult Education here at Coastline College, and our mission is to serve underprivileged students who may have never gone to college or who may have not succeeded in college without some form of intervention. So it's very rewarding work because we help students who, for example, don't speak English. So, if you don't speak English, you're going to struggle to take an English class. So we help students get to that point. We also have a huge program to help students with intellectual disabilities, and we also have programs to help with just basic skills so that students can feel um, better prepared for college and career because we give them free non-credit courses. We provide hotspots, we provide laptops, we provide all the resources, wraparound services students may need so that they can focus on their classes.
That's awesome. It sounds like a really impactful program, Mike. So, as we jump into this, what type of data do you use in adult education?
We use a wide variety of data. Excuse me. We use a wide variety of data. Enrollment data. We use demographic data to determine where our students are and what their needs are. A lot of the data requests that we use, in particular for our funding metrics, are we use SARS, and that essentially schedules students so that we know if they've had an orientation, we know if they've had an enrollment overview, we know if they've had an orientation, we know what classes they want to take. So that kind of drives our data in the adult ed world because that gets reported to the state for both, state and federal funding so that we can make sure that we are doing what we say we're doing with the money that we're given to serve our students.
Excellent. I think that's a really key point is really keeping that accountability, but I also like how you're tracking students through the funnel. And so as you're looking through your data and as you do your annual planning, what are some top metrics you currently use to inform that planning?
Well, one of the biggest things we use is, as I was mentioning, labor market data, because a lot of our programs planning is the output. What jobs are available once the students move through our pipeline? So, Dr. CJ Bishop at the district office is really helpful with that, pulling those metrics for us, because we want to make really informed decisions when it comes to what programs are we going to put in place for the future. So, when deciding what classes to develop. We survey our students, we survey the faculty to get a better idea of what the needs are of the community.
That's excellent. And it's always a collaborative effort. And I really appreciate hearing that we leverage our other resources and then just really not just bring internal data, but external data to support that. And so going down that vein, are there any recommendations that you would give others in your field about sharing data or collecting the data for their adult education programs?
Absolutely. I think it's so important to collect just general data. Sometimes we forget that our students change information so often. So, for example, if we want to reach out with a text message or an email, sometimes the students kind of fall off the grid. So, I think it's that check in, that follow up, making sure that the information is still accurate, the data is still accurate, so that we can have constant communication with our students when we need to. Um, I would also say that for the data when they leave the program, I think we can all do a better job of following up with students, whether it's a survey, a phone call, an email to say, hey, did you get a job as a result of our programs? Because every once in a while we get these great success stories where students come back and they tell us, oh, you changed my life. I learned to do this, I learned to do that, and now I'm doing this. And those are great stories. But I think as a college, as a district, as a whole, we need to do a much better job of collecting the students after they leave our pipeline. Did they get a bachelor's degree? Did they get a master's degree, a doctorate? Are they a lawyer now, a doctor now? Whatever it is they're doing, are they being a productive citizen? And I think that's where we're all lacking is that data of what happens to our students once they walk out of our doors.
Most definitely that post-graduation outcomes. I think that's really the big future is what's the impact of our program? What's that end game beyond the degree, beyond the certificate, beyond the skills gained? So awesome. And so my final bonus question is, what's your favorite donut?
Oh, that's a tough question because I love sweets. I would say donut with Oreo cookies on it. Krispy Kreme's has these little hot and fresh donuts that just melt in your mouth. And I try to stay away from them because I will eat donuts nonstop if you let me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I also just like I'll start eating, this is delicious. And then like about an hour later, like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? So cool. So well, thank you again, Mike, for hanging out today and chatting. And I look forward to our collaborations later with Adult Ed, Department Review, and some other things down the road. So I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for doing this. Take care.